Hi, this is a really big room. My name's Megan Shea. I have the privilege of introducing you to a few members of the Net Impact community this morning who I know you have so much in common with. They participated exceptionally well in some of the programs that Net Impact Central ran last year. And what they did was they participated in programs and they used them as opportunities to really accelerate an idea that they had that could solve something that we often call wicked problems. They're problems that are so big that they can almost immobilize a person from thinking that they're too huge to be able to really make action on. So those problems like climate change and food insecurity, they found opportunities with Net Impact to address those in their own communities. And the most remarkable thing about what they've accomplished is that as a result of this work, they are now responsible for projects that are making a change already in the places where they live. In the process, they also sharpened their skills as innovators. They met a lot of new people who can help them along the way in their journeys. And they developed these projects, which I'm so excited to tell you about. So enough from me. Let's meet Ryan, Martin, Respect, and Cedric. So first, meet Ryan. A New Zealand native, Ryan is currently earning a master's in sustainable management from DePaul University. So Ryan and his colleague Martin decide to submit a solution to the 2019 Food Solutions Challenge. We've run this program every year recently. It's always about the intersection of food production and climate change. These two things impact each other in really huge and transformational ways. And last year's challenge was about specifically focusing on how sustainable refrigeration could make a big difference on food access in sub-Saharan Africa. So Ryan and Martin's solution is an app that would enable farmers in Kenya to, instead of harvesting their food and letting it sit, it would be immediately picked up by refrigerated transportation, taken to a market or to a warehouse. So this really changes the amount of edible food that reaches people and the amount that farmers get to earn on that produce. So creating projects like this is exactly what brought Ryan to pursue his degree at DePaul. He moved halfway around the world, sunk all of his life savings to develop these skills. And so he's taking what he learns at school and he's honing those skills and he's practicing on real-world projects like this. And that's the kind of experience most people don't get until they've already landed that amazing sustainability job somehow after they graduate. Now I'd like to give you a better sense of Ryan's teammate, Martin. Like Ryan, Martin moved a really long way from his native Austria to get a master's in sustainable management. And his biggest concern is about climate change. So everything that he's doing is about providing skills that, it's about getting people and companies to take action immediately to do what we can to stop and reverse climate change. So the key skill that Martin has is the ability to influence people, and that's exactly what he brought to his project. So being a part of Net Impact is a natural fit. I'm really delighted to introduce you to Respect. Respect was born in an agricultural village in Zimbabwe to parents who worked as farmers until they died at a young age. Because he grew up in a community where farmers worked hard, but poverty and food insecurity were common, these themes drive everything that he does. To Respect, agricultural resilience is about livelihoods. Agriculture was the main source of food and income for him growing up. So you can imagine that when perishable food goes bad, it exacerbates income problems and insufficient nourishment. So Respect's vision is simple: to bring climate-smart technology to rural farmers, which will increase their resilience to threats posed by climate change and to poverty, hunger, and malnutrition. So to tackle this big goal, Respect has done a ton of work. He earned a MasterCard scholarship to attend Earth University in Costa Rica, where he's the founding member of the Net Impact chapter. 2 years ago, he was a finalist in the Net Impact Drawdown Challenge. If you don't know Climate Drawdown, it's this it's a series of scientifically grounded solutions that can actually reverse the effects of climate change. So he learned about how to apply those in his own community. And what he did was he submitted an idea to use solar dehydrators and place them in communities where farmers live in rural Zimbabwe. So he won funding as associated with that program. He invested that funding in his project, and that project called Vintage Foods is now operating. So, yeah. But he's not done. So the next year, Respect placed third in the Food Solutions Challenge, and through that program, he decided he wanted to go further. He wanted to have refrigeration accessible to farmers as well. So I'm proud to say that Vintage Foods is now working with over 150 smallholder farmers to reduce wasted crops, improve farmers' livelihoods, and increase available fresh food. And he's just getting started. So he placed in a program in 2017, another one last year. He's now won additional funding to support Vintage Foods. He's been selected as a climate fellow with Cornell University. And Respect's ultimate vision is that in 10 years after its founding, Vintage Foods will be a self-sustaining business that serves the whole region where he was raised in Zimbabwe. So last but not least, I want to introduce you to Cedric. Cedric is a net impact superstar. As an undergrad at Texas State University, he's taken advantage of so many opportunities and has just racked up a pile of